For everybody that's been following Bolivian international news over the past 3 weeks might have read or heard that the Bolivian president has recently resigned. What worries me is that international sources like the BBC or the Washington Post or New York Times, etc. are attributing this to a coup. As a Bolivian citizen, as somebody that has been in the streets requesting the government respect his vote, I feel obligated to actually explain what really is going on and do it so in English. Because we know, and I know, that this is an international language and that more people will be able to hear what really is going on from a Bolivian source. And to be able to explain the situation, I need to actually go back a few years to our constitution. The Bolivian constitution states that a president can only run for 2 terms. But Evo Morales is running for 3 terms right now. Why? Because he changed the Bolivian constitution in 2009. And because he changed it, he said, oh, it's a new constitution, so this article states that for 2 terms from this constitution. So that's how he allowed himself to run for another term in office as president. But because of his social tendencies and his friendship with political ideologists like Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro, and just socialists in general, his popularity has been drastically decreasing over the past years. So much that in February 21st of 2016, he made a referendum stating and asking the Bolivian people, do you want me to run for president again? Well, that wasn't like a literal question, but it was that was the whole question. And the Bolivian people said no. Bolivia said no. But since he didn't want to listen to the Bolivian people, to his people, he went to a higher court and got a resolution stating that it was his human right to run for president. Even though the Bolivian people said we don't want him to run. Well, the 20th of October 2019, 3 weeks ago, elections were held again. And the polls were so close between the first 2 contenders, which was the party of Evo Morales and the party of Carlos Mesa. They were so close that they were going to go legally to a second round because there was a difference no more than 10%. It was obvious. But out of the sudden, the institution that was in charge of giving the results to the people minute by minute just cut him off. And this was evidence of fraud. They appeared the next day stating that the results were completely different and that Evo Morales won in his first round. The people of Bolivia didn't accept this. This is why we went on a strike. This is why it literally was you and your neighbors go out to the street, sit down, and just stop all operations. All companies, everybody, all employees, everyone was out there. I was out there. I've been in the street every single day requesting the government respect my vote. In the beginning, we were requesting that we would go to a second round, for the 2 parties to go to a second round. After the fraud was proven, because there is physical proof from the IT perspective, and there's physical proof from literally page all the valid forms, there has been all that fraud, and they found them, obviously not in the electoral courts where they were supposed to be counted. They found those. And apart from that, there has been testifies of people that have been a part of the fraud of the government. So because of this, we went on strike for the first time in history. It was a Pacific strike. And once the government was feeling pressure from this Pacific strike, they actually decided to get their people, and they pay their people, to go out and fight against the people that were in a Pacific strike. And what's ironic is that there is also proof that people from their party was organizing this. And now, because of the pressure, the president finally resigned. Even the police turned his back on the president because they knew that the fraud was real. And now, because of his resignation, all the international sources are saying that this was a coup. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, this was no coup. This was the unification of a whole country, of all our hearts and all our petitions to respect the Constitution. We unified as a country to say no more of this tyranny. Because this isn't democracy. Democracy is going and voting, getting a true vote, and winning and having somebody in office that is actually representing the people. This person has been accused and proven to do a fraud, of stealing from the people, of actually being involved in narcotics. And we decided that that was no more. And we went out to the streets and we went on a Pacific national strike for 3 weeks. The president has resigned. We're not asking to put somebody else. We're not asking to somebody else take over right now. We're asking to go to elections again, and them not being able to, and Evo Morales not being able to run for office because it's unconstitutional. We are going after the definition. We are redefining what democracy really means. And to be completely honest, for the first time in my life, I feel extremely proud of being Bolivian. If this is not democracy, I don't know what is.